But he's added 4 of those. 4 trillion seconds. Except he added dollars to our national debt. And he doesn't see a damn thing wrong with what he's done. He wanted more money. You know why we're going broke, folks? I just gave you some reasons. Let me make the numbers a little bit smaller, though. Because, see, we don't get this broke by spending huge, tremendous amounts of money all at one time. Now, I don't know about y'all, but my mama used to tell me that if I watched my pennies and nickels and dimes, the dollars would take care of themselves. And that's kind of the way it is with government. There's no such thing as a $1 trillion program unless you want to take Medicare or Social Security and take several years of it. But there's no one thing that is breaking us. It's all those pennies and nickels and dimes that our mamas told us to watch that we're not watching that's doing it. Here's a good example. From Fox News. Don't turn me off. Fox News has some good stuff every now and then. This is from the news side, not from the pundit opinion side. From Fox News. There was $500,000 spent in Nevada. Yeah, Nevada. You know, Harry Reid's home state? You know, the state with the highest unemployment in the country? Well, there was $500,000 in stimulus money spent in Nevada. Stimulus money is to get jobs, right? Well, this $500,000 that was spent in Nevada of stimulus money to get jobs, got jobs. It got 1.72 permanent jobs. I want to see that 0.72 person. He's probably look kind of funny looking. It got 1 temporary job, 11 short-term project jobs. I did a little bit of digging. Short-term project, 11 short-term project jobs. 11 people spent 3 days planting trees. That's what the rest of the $500,000 went for. It was to provide jobs, but it kind of got diverted to a wacko environmental project. So $500,000 that was supposed to get jobs got 1.72 permanent jobs, 1 temporary job, and hired 11 people for 3 days to plant trees. There's your government at work. You know, it's pretty plain exactly what the problem is. I want to apologize, folks. I wish I had a mute button, but I don't. Anyway, it's pretty plain what the problem is. It's overspending. It's overspending on everything. It's not the tsunami in Japan. It's not the Arab Spring. It's not an earthquake in Washington or a hurricane on the East Coast. It's the fact that Obama and Congress are spendaholics. They're addicted to spending. They wouldn't know what the hell to do if they weren't spending. It's all they do good. And it's what's breaking this country. We have an opportunity next November to throw out the spendaholics. It's obvious they're not going to go into recovery. I know a little bit about recovery. I know a little bit about being some kind of a holic. I'm a recovering alcoholic. You don't quit until you're sick and tired of being sick and tired down there at the bottom and decide you want to climb out, and they ain't at the bottom. And folks, we can't afford for them to get to the bottom. We can't afford for Congress to find their bottom and decide to crawl out. So we need to just throw them out. Now, I know it's not going to happen, but I'm one of those people that says we ought to throw every damn one of them out. There's 536 people running this country, and I'd like to see all 536 of them replaced next November. Well, I can't replace all 536 of them. 66 would still be there. But there's 435 congressmen, representatives. Replace them all. They're all up for re-election. Throw them all out. There's 100 senators. Now, we only replace a third of our Senate every election cycle. So we can't get rid of but 33 of them this time. So fine, get rid of 33 of them. And then there's that little jackass sitting up on top called the president. Get rid of him. If we'd get rid of 435 representatives, 33 senators, and one president, I believe they'd know finally that we woke up. I believe they'd finally get a clue that they need to do what they swore to do when they swore to uphold and defend the Constitution. So, I'm suggesting that everybody decide right now that they're going to vote against the incumbent, period, in a discussion. There's a few good incumbents out there. Vote against them anyway. If they're an incumbent of either party, conservative, liberal, progressive, libertarian, doesn't matter. If they're an incumbent, throw their ass out. That's simple. We woke up over the last couple of years, and apparently they didn't realize it. So I think we need to wake them up. Maybe a cup of coffee will stop this cough. So throw them all out. And I have a special little thing that I wish y'all would do for Obama. I saw a movie last weekend that I've intended to see for years and never have. It's a Mel Gibson movie, The Patriot. I'd never seen it. I was walking through Walmart, and it was down there in the $5 movies. Pick it up for $5. And I bought it because I've been wanting to see it. And after watching that movie, I decided that I'd like to. It isn't going to happen, but it'd be nice if I started a movement. You know what that movement is? I want everybody to go buy the Patriot at Walmart for $5. What's $5? Obama's breaking you anyway. Another $5 isn't going to make that much difference. I want everybody to go to Walmart, go to the $5 movie section and buy the Patriot. I want you to go home, and whether you've seen it before or not, I want you to open it up. I want you to put it in your DVD player, and I want you to play it. If you want to watch the whole thing, that'd be great. Folks, I really apologize. If I could just stop talking for about 10 minutes, I wouldn't cough. But keeping on talking is keeping on aggravating, and since it's a live show, it's keep on talking. I'm not big time, don't have a sidekick I can throw it to. But anyway, even if you've seen the movie, I want you to take it home, break the seal on it, put it in your DVD player, and hit play. If you don't want to watch the whole thing because you've seen it before, that's okay. Watch the first 30 minutes. Watch the first 30 minutes of a man who did not want to argue and fight with his government, but who was forced into it. Watch the first 30 minutes of a man forced, not choosing, but forced to respond to an overbearing, oppressive government. I'm not suggesting armed rebellion. I'm suggesting that you need to understand what would make people do what they did a couple hundred years ago and what they went through so that we could sit here and have this little chat, that we could be free to have this little chat. Now, when you've watched the first 30 minutes or the whole movie, whichever you want to do, I want you to package up that DVD. I want you to package up your copy of The Patriot. And I want you to mail it to the 1900 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. And I don't know the zip code. You're going to have to look it up. I want you to address it to President Barack Obama, 1900 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. I want him to get a shitload of them. And I want a little note in there, Obama, this ain't what we're going to do, but we are going to get rid of you, and it's because of things like this. I would love for Obama to get 50,000 copies of the Patriot. Well, folks, we're getting down toward the end of the show. Figures, I've quit coughing. And want to go over a couple things again. I don't want y'all forgetting how to find this show. Ustream.tv. The channel is The Coffee Club. You can find it on blueberry.com, the Blueberry community. BLUBRRY. They hate the letter E in Blueberry over there. BLUBRRY.com. Blueberry.com/coffee_club. Or, where I hope you see it, if you don't, you can see it live or recorded at commonsenseconversation.com. And if you come to Common Sense Conversation, you can look over there in that right sidebar if I've managed to piss you off, and you can find your representative, and you can find your senators, and you can contact them on the phone, email, in person, doesn't matter. See them at a town hall meeting, confront them. Don't be threatening. Be intense. Confront them. Let them know that they are screwing up and you're not going to stand for it. So, there's one thing that I always leave you with that you should always tell every elected official at the end of every contact you have with them, no matter what you're talking about, no matter whether it's federal, state, or local official. Anytime you're in contact with an elected official, I don't care if you're talking about the weather. I don't care if you're exchanging pleasantries as you pass on the street. Every contact you have with an elected official should end with the same thing every time. Look them straight in the eye and remind them, we don't work for you. You work for us. So, folks, it's about that time. So until next week, leave you with 2 thoughts. 3 thoughts this time because we got a holiday coming up. Number 1, y'all have a fantastic week. Number 2, special for this week, you have a really good Labor Day weekend. grill out lots of hamburgers, eat lots of French fries, go to the lake, go water skiing. And the last thing, if you've seen this even one time, you already know it, but I'll tell you anyway. Y'all come back now. You hear?